is 1981. Connor High School has their sights set on being tops in the state, and they have some good pieces to get there. They have a soon-to-be 4-time state champion in Robbie Clarkston, and our guest here today. Sir, if you would, introduce yourself.
Todd Cole.
And you were a member of the 1981 Connor team?
Correct.
155 pounds?
That year, yes, sir.
And we're going to go ahead and tell you, he wins it that year, our guest, but we're not going to tell you how. We got the video, and of course we're going to watch along with you. And I want to say thank you because I got this year from you. I now have 29 of the 59 years of the state finals, and my goal is to get 59 of the 50. I want every single year that's available. I will at some point in my life possess to add to my collection because this YouTube series is doing so well, and we're getting to meet with so many different guys and tell stories that should have been told years ago, but now we finally have a platform and we're going to do it. So before we go any deeper in the weeds, tell us, for those that don't know, how do you find wrestling?
Well, I got some suggestions from some adults that I should wrestle. It probably had something to do with my personality, to be honest with you. So basically, it was put out there to me, and we had an announcement in middle school. Anybody that wants to join, which was 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, or 7th, 8th, and 9th graders, I should say. Anybody wants to join a wrestling team, show up to Connor. So I did, obviously, and that was my first year going up to Connor, and I was in the middle school, my 7th grade year.
Right.
So I started. I started wrestling varsity my first year. Robbie was varsity 98.
Right.
I think I wrestled 1 or 2 tournaments. Woodford County had a weight class at 90 back in the day. I think I wrestled that. Robbie had already started wrestling pretty much. I did a little bit of wrestling my 8th grade year. Pretty much all I did is fight off my back. I think Mr. Wentworth nicknamed me the Worm. And then my freshman year, I qualified the state, and back then it was districts top 2, regions top 2, and go to state. So you had to be 1 or 2. That led into some issues with the top 3 kids being in the same area, which they changed a few years later, and a lot of it was because of Joe, Archer, Robbie, and Baker from Campbell County because they were 1, 2, and 3.
I got you.
And obviously, one of them didn't even get to go to regionals, no less state.
I can see that being a big problem.
They got fixed. Other states have done it different situations where they took the top 3, but that's the way it was in Kentucky. Mm-hmm. And then my freshman year, I qualified. First time in a state tournament, I did fairly well. My sophomore year, I was regional champs and got in the bracket with Larry Gibson. I lost to him. I think Coach mentioned in an article I was the only one to score on him. The other one that I beat out of my district was with the state finals.
Right.
So it really kind of made me think really hard about what the hell am I doing here? I need to be a lot better in this. Of course, that was the draw of the bracket, 1 and 2. And then my junior year, I was in the state finals and lost to McCanley, 3-time state champ, MVW.
And I think you've actually got a photo of that here. Right here, of course, you guys will see
That was at the Connor Invitational. I think that was, what's it say, 6-8? I lost by 2 points in the Invitational.
Yeah, 8-6. Yeah,
8-6. So
now is that a young Gene Washington?
that is Gene Washington.
Oh my goodness!
And he's fit.
I will definitely get a good photo of that. That's cool that you have that.
That's
That's cool. No, I'm glad that you have that because Gene. Everybody knows Gene's a senior. He don't referee anymore, but he still has the respect of the referee community, if you will.
He does.
So
he's got my respect.
Oh yeah, of course. Now, 1981 though is your year.
My year.
It is your year.
And I also want to say, that year I was kind of privileged because I think it was really special at this time in Connor because it was obviously we were second in state in wrestling, but also I was a football player.
Right.
I mentioned in Robbie's that coach was my freshman freshman coach. I was on that state championship team. I was the middle linebacker,
Oh,
leading
wow.
tackler. Broke the school record in tackling at that point also. The captain of the defense.
There's a
So-
direct correlation between wrestling and football.
I concur.
I mean, I don't care what anybody says. There's a direct relation between schools that have good wrestling programs and schools that have good football. So if you're watching this and you're thinking about getting your kids into wrestling or football, whatever, take them. I'm not saying take them to a school, but get them into a wrestling program and a football program because they complement each other so well.
balance, aggressiveness. I mean, all that's both. And I mean, you can't say wrestlers don't know how to tackle.
Yeah, exactly.
know?
I mean,
I mean, that's a given. I mean,
Yep.
that's what they work for.
so let's go over your 1981 bracket real quick. The first round, you're wrestling Alex Angeline, no cool first name, but from West Hardin. You win that by a 9-4 decision. Second round, you're wrestling Steven Henderson from Doss. You win that by a fall. It's got you winning that by a fall. You get to the semis, you're wrestling Casey Krawick. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right, but I apologize if I don't. You win that by a 12-2 decision. And you get to the finals, you're wrestling Buddy Williams from North Hardin. So Robbie Clarkson wrestled a North Hardin guy at 145, and you're 155, and you wrestle a North Hardin guy. So
And North Hardin was state champs.
I say team state champions that year.
Team state champions, but at least me and Robbie got a little payback
Yep.
against North Hardin. Two matches.
And you guys come in second, so it had to be a pretty tight race. I don't have the points in front of me, but have to imagine it wasn't too big of a spread between North Hardin and Connor. Of course, we're not going to tell you the score. We have the video, we have the introductions, the match, and the medal ceremony. But before we get to that, you have a long career, not just in wrestling, but you also coached.
I coached 2
And
years.
you also officiated.
I coached 2 years at Boone County. The deal with that was Bob Warnick was getting replaced.
Oh, okay.
He resigned.
Right.
So actually, his brother-in-law wrestled for Penn State.
Oh, my goodness.
So, and we had a superintendent of Boone County school system that had kids wrestling for Boone County. I wrestled his Ralph Johnstone, or not. I wrestled Ralph Johnstone, but Mr. Johnstone was a superintendent of Boone County schools.
Okay.
So obviously there was a correlation with Bob Bourne and Coonahall was going to replace him at
Right.
Connor. So basically Tom Diamond, which is Bob's brother-in-law, became the head coach. And actually Mr. Johnstone called me up and was interested in me being the assistant coach to try and fill Mr. Warnick's shoes. Then after that, I coached with Coach Bedetta for 2 years. Basically, that got a little tough because I felt like that I wasn't giving my all because I had to work.
Right.
So it was hard to get to practice at 3:15 or whatever when I got to work for a living. So I felt
Right.
like I was really cutting everybody short. Then I got involved in officiating and did that for several decades,
That's what we're gonna-
obviously.
Of course, most by any time you referee the state meet or state duels or whatever, you get like a commemorative disc. This one is the 29th annual state tournament, 1992. Todd Cole official. 2007 state wrestling. 2001 state wrestling championships. 2003, my senior year of high school. 2006. So you got to referee the state meet a lot.
Well, I'm missing a few of them, obviously.
2009, and then
A couple of years they didn't give them out either.
30th annual 1993. Yeah, so you got a good collection here. So I mean, you got to see a pretty good span of wrestling there as a state tournament official. So
And then also I wrestled in college with
Right.
Robbie too
And
in UK.
I was actually that was my next point is you didn't stop wrestling. You just went on to college, and you and Robbie Clarkson both wrestled at UK,
Right.
University of Kentucky. And I believe the Cars were there at that time, Fletcher.
Fletcher was the head coach.
And Joe was the assistant?
And Joe and Ricky Delegata pretty much ran the practices.
Right.
Fletcher wasn't in the practice room too much, besides maybe wrestle-offs. But
Right.
basically it was run by Delegata, which he was a grad assistant, and he was on the Olympic team at that point. So I gravitated towards him. I always looked to try and find somebody that could whip up on me because I figured that's how I was going to get better,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, no, you're right. And people don't realize Kentucky had a really good SEC wrestling program. They won the team title, I believe, twice, 2 or 3 times. I have to look at the information. And then you had, Coach Carr from Woodford County, Joe. He won the SEC individual 3 times.
Right.
Headley from Henry
Headley.
Clay. Now he's at Great Crossing. He won, I think, twice.
Green wrestled
Yep.
at UK also.
Yep.
And he coaches at Lafayette now, I think.
William Green, I
Yes,
believe, is
Lafayette.
he's Coach Green's no relation, but I mean he's got a great. Anywhere he goes, he's going to have kids in the finals. He had Landon Young, he had Angel Vasquez, he had.
He's got the technical skills.
He
to
does.
pass on,
Braden Giannone that won it this year. He won it twice. So a lot of good wrestling there that come out of the University of Kentucky. But we're going to get our computer set here. We're going to go back to 1981, watch this state finals. We'll see you guys all the way back there. We're at Louisville Atherton High School, 1981. And I've said in other videos with 1981, when I got this became my favorite year to watch. It is just so action-packed from start to finish, from the time that the flag ceremony starts until the Most Outstanding Wrestler award is given to Robbie and to Rob Urban at Union County. It's just action-packed from start to finish. There's no bad matches. There's no lull in the action. There's no, go get your popcorn, whatever type of a match. It is just from the time the whistle blows in the 95-pound to the heavyweight, it is just go, go, go. So we're going to put it on here. Let's do it. (33-2).
We could debate the 2, but we won't.
Okay, yeah. Now that's
Robbie leaving the mat.
And I wanted to include that in this video just so he could have him in the video, which we done. You need to check out Robbie Clarkson's memorial video after you watch this one, because Coach Bedita and Todd here do an excellent job talking about their teammate and their wrestler. So is Coach Bedita here telling you? What's he telling you going out to the mat? What's he saying?
Well,
I know it's all these years later, but
he's already preached everything I've heard him say over a decade, over years. But obviously, that's Robbie in my corner. Him and Coach.
Now, had you wrestled Buddy before?
No, I had not. So, he was a little farther away, but no, I hadn't wrestled him before. I'd wrestled people that had wrestled him. Right. Obviously, he's a tall, lanky kid, which I always preferred to maybe the stronger, muscular guys, just because I always found that them lanky guys were like trying to wrestle a giraffe.
That's like
with leverage, leverage always beats strength. So again, we're starting on a 10-foot, straight in, single leg shot. I'm always aggressive. Come in and pick the single leg up. He's trying to back me out of bounds, obviously, with that hop step.
Yep. We're on Jefferson Town mat, by the way, here, in case you guys are wondering.
Again, quick shot right there, and penetration.
You can always tell when people take to moves. They can hit them just.
Yeah, and obviously, he's a tall kid. He's hard to lift. He probably had 6. He's a tall kid.
Now, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was going to ask you if your brothers were on the team then, right? Troy and Tom.
Yes, And ironically, the year that Connor won state, I was Boone County's assistant coach. But it was a lot of love throughout wrestling, so it all worked out. I got a little bit of the same box stance that Robbie had,
Yeah.
And it looks like he finally did get a shot in.
Yep. You're defending.
It ain't going nowhere.
I don't see him lifting you up right there.
It ain't going nowhere. But at least I think that's the only shot he took. And now it looks like I might get the reversal or the takedown here. No, they stalemated it out.
Yep.
Looked like it was close. Countering his shot.
Yep.
It sounds like a little dues for not letting it burn a little bit longer.
Yeah, shame on the referees, right?
Yeah.
Shame on us. So, would you... There it is. Ooh. You're slick with that sweep right there.
Yeah, I had a nice little outside single.
Outside single sweep, yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
lower ankle.
There it is again. There it is again. Get out. Turn. Keep turning. There it is. Lift. Keep going. Keep going. Pull it in.
Trying to work it outside the body.
Pull it in.
But like I said, he's a tall kid, long legs.
He's
They
good at
never
defending
lock him.
takedowns. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I will commend him. He come off the mat quick off his feet. You know, they're trying to be a lift. He locked in, but
Nope. Nope. All right, we're out. I believe that's the end of the period. I heard the buzzer. Yep, he's pulling his disc out. So, going in, you're here, your outside shots and sweep stuff wasn't working. Were you going to change your game plan or just
no, basically it was just ground and pound. I hadn't wrestled him before. I was going to keep it simple.
Right.
I knew that I could pretty much take down anybody, so I wasn't really in any limbo. You know, at this point, I'm trying to
He goes to
control the
stand.
match. Yeah, which he did have a good. I will give him that. He didn't linger like a lot of kids.
Well,
You know.
he's still down. No change. No change. Those white singlets you guys are wearing are sharp. In the Connor mat room, they got singlets up of, I guess years gone by, but those whites are
Yeah,
sharp.
that was coaches' championship finals matches. But there was a tournament. That's a tournament.
Right.
Or his finals matches, I should say. But as you see, he comes to his feet well.
Yep,
I will
he
give
does.
him that.
He looks to be over the 6 foot mark, probably 6'1",
He's
6'2".
a tall kid. You know,
All right, stop. What we got here?
that's Ingram officiating. I'm not really sure. Potentially dangerous. I don't
Okay.
know about that call. You're an official too. I'm not sure about that call.
I can't. The screen's too fuzzy. I couldn't make it out. I don't know.
Yeah, obviously he restarted for some reason. I'm not sure.
I don't.
But once again, he comes to his feet well.
He does. He's every time
Right.
starting down position, he's got up. Well,
He's not very good at getting
And that's-
out, but he comes to his feet well.
something too about the mats in this era is now we have
Bigger mats.
3, 4, 5 more feet on
Yeah.
each end. That way, for safety. I mean, it's good that it's like that.
And you mentioned we started back in the 10-foot circle, which I really like the rule change and closing it up to the 3 foot. I mean,
Right.
you see me shooting right off the colors on a low outside sweep 10 feet away.
Yeah.
So, but we continue to stand up well.
Nothing. We're out.
But I maintain hip control. I mean,
Yep.
he's not.
Yeah, no, he's not got free from you at all.
No, and at this point, it's a kind of a mental thing. I'm starting to wear him down. He's seeing he's getting controlled, obviously. I mean, here he's getting booed again. He's taking a timeout.
Yeah. And injury time, blood time did not exist back then, from my
Correct.
understanding.
Correct.
So I did cut. It was a very extended period, but I cut that out just for the video. So it was probably another 2 or 3 minutes that he was
Yeah.
on the side there.
Yeah. Well, when the crowd starts booing the guy because he's not,
And
the
and you're getting towed off again. So that's Mark Hitchings, Robbie Clarkson, and all 3 videos I've done so far. You guys have been towed off at some point by the
yeah, I think that was a lot of the AAU thing back in the day that started,
right.
as far as I'm concerned, I didn't ask for a towel. I wouldn't have.
Up.
But he does have a good stand-up.
He
I
does.
mean,
He's trying for that switch right there.
That ain't gonna work.
Yeah, you're too tight on his
Yeah,
hips
too
right
tight
there.
on the hips. He continues to come up. Even the Wizard's not going to work for him. So obviously at this point you can see that he's getting frustrated,
Yep.
which is obviously part of my game plan.
And like you said earlier, ground and pound. You've grinded pretty much
Yeah.
this whole second period on him.
Yeah,
Maybe
that
not a
where-
whole lot in offense, but you've been heavy on him the whole time.
And a lot of wrestling's mental, you know.
Oh yeah, you're exactly right. Same thing, trying like a little trip there, but didn't work.
Yeah, locked the leg around. He's trying to pick the ankle off.
Yeah.
I'm not real sure if he's got great hand control. He has a good stand-up.
Nothing. Ooh.
I think they awarded him loss of control.
Yep.
Awarded him loss of
1
control
point.
here.
So I think that's the first point scored.
No, I gotta take that, I believe.
Okay.
For the first period. Again, quick shot right off the bat. You know, staying aggressive, staying focused.
Oh,
And I hit him to stop the match. They hit him, warned him for stalling.
okay.
That's why I stopped. The whistle was blown. Ingram's warning him for stalling, for backing up. It looks like I'm doing most of the shooting. Obviously.
I was gonna say you've come forward. You've not took a
Another
back step.
shot. Yeah.
There it is. Nothing. Oh. We call that the airplane with the referees.
There's a two.
There's two.
Yeah.
And right at the end of the period too. Was that tactical to get the takedown right at the period ending, or
just the ground and pound. I mean,
got
I kept shooting on him, obviously. And now he looks like he's taking another timeout and getting some more booze.
And you're
Now
down. You're
I'm
set.
down. I'm waiting for him.
Yeah.
Now he wants a timeout again.
Yeah.
Some more booze. And obviously that's the mental
Yeah.
issue of ground and pound.
Yeah.
He's already beat mentally.
I cut a lot of this out too, just for the
Because,
video, but it was an extended. Now in today's wrestling, after you can get 2 injury timeouts. Your opponent can get the choice on the restart. Your third terminates wrestling. So
They took a lot of advantage of that back
Yep.
in the day. And here's a switch.
and you get a reversal right there.
There's a standing reversal.
Yep,
at
standing
least.
reversal.
Yeah, he's calling us neutral. That wasn't the right call.
I was gonna say I think that might have been a reversal, but
he gave me a escape.
at least one. Yeah,
Yeah,
lost
he gave me
control.
one, but that is a standing reversal.
I was gonna say
And again, I'm pressing another shot.
You've come forward all 3 periods. I mean, you
I'm
have.
pressing. That was aggressive wrestler. It looks like I get another.
Yep,
He
you
wards
did
me to
too.
take down here.
Just so I can remember. Where's it at? Okay. That's what I thought the score. I just wanted to make sure. Stop. And the referee done a really good thing right there. Referees, if you see in a potentially dangerous situation, you're going to call it. Tap the wrestlers. Don't just blow your whistle. That way they know they can feel you. That's just something we're going to try to start doing.
Yeah, as an official too, I always like to put my hands on the wrestlers when I blew the whistle.
Yeah.
You know, that way they clearly know when action stopped.
All right. He got
Looks like they
stalling again. So it's
5-1's the
5-1.
score.
You're up 5-1.
Yeah, at this time I think.
I think was
with
that
the time
stalling on you?
It might have been a warning. No,
Okay.
I don't think I didn't have. Might have been a warning on me.
Because I know he hit him earlier, and if that would have been, unless there was a point,
It probably
added,
was on me for not returning in the mat. But he's a tough kid to break down, tall, lanky, or whatever. But it is what it is. I mean, it's not like I'm not lurking to bring him down.
Right. Nothing. We're out. He's still down.
But as you can see, I'm the first one back to the center, ready to mount. He's the one dragging his feet.
Fixing his knee pad.
Exactly. But mentally, when you get the crowd booing you, you start getting in his head, frustrating him. Maybe the points aren't crazy here, but you can see that in a few minutes he has some other issues.
30 seconds left in the match. Lift.
So your hips are. I think that's where they warned me.
Okay.
That was my warning. I think the other one might have been a point. But it's solid.
I got you. Okay.
And I guess I lifted him out of bounds. That's why I got the warning. Which
yeah.
is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so.
This is when he throws an elbow at me.
I was going to ask you about that.
Well, it goes back to him being frustrated.
Yeah.
He's getting booed again, but off the whistle, he elbows me, and that's clearly frustration out of the bottom wrestler.
And I was going. I mean, I'll make a point for you to talk about that, but you know.
Yeah.
Because whenever I watched it and I edited and stuff, I was
that's when I'm smiling inside, quite honestly. I mean, I got the crowd booing, and he's elbowing me.
Right.
You know, so.
You got Coach Padilla up out of his chair finally, showing a little emotion.
Well, we're getting close to the end of the match. He's probably yelling at me something about killing.
Yeah.
Here we go with the towels again.
Yep. Wiping off. That's twice in your all's match you've been toweled off.
And you don't see that a lot anymore. You know?
Never.
It was kind of a
fad. That's actually a technical violation now if you show up to the mat with like grease or you're over sweaty. Or, now whatever happens during the match, nothing you can do about that. But if you show up, with it or whatever, that's a whole nother situation. So he's trying to get away. You're holding him down again.
That hadn't worked.
Out of bounds. I think you guys may go out of bounds, hold the state record for most out of bounds on a event. So 5-2, 10 seconds left. You're on top. Just keep doing what you're doing, right?
Ground and pound. He's frustrated.
Just ride him out.
Like I said, he did have a good stand-up. But
when
you're tight to the hips, you're not.
Right.
You can whizzer all you want, but you're still sucked in.
Mm-hmm. And there it is. That's the final. 5-2. So you're back-to-back state champion. Well, not back-to-back, but you had Robbie at 145, you 155.
And we had a lot of that in the dual meets that we had, as far as guys just pounding away. We had a few weight classes that,
right.
we lost, but we hammered in duels that way. It was hard to recover, It
was. And this also has the medal ceremony, so we're just going to go right to it here just
and see, I didn't celebrate. I was never giving that guy any inkling that it was exciting for me to beat him. Like, it's just another. Right. We had a football coach act like he'd been in the end zone before. That was kind of my math, Yeah. Don't celebrate. It was an easy win. Walk away.
Yeah. Don't give the other person any.
Yeah. Don't give him that. And that's a mental thing too, right? Don't give him any gratification. Like it was hard to beat him.
And then here you are. Here's Buddy getting his award. And Coach Padilla handing you your. So there it is, man. All these years later, I know I said send it to you, but did it play out kind of the way you remembered it, or
pretty much that was how I was really? Yeah, I mean, I was always an aggressive wrestler. Even kids when I was younger that were better than me. We used to show the picture about McCanley here, and you know what he said to me after the match? He's like, Cole, I could not keep you out of my legs. So I was the same way you saw there in the match as far as shooting constantly. Right. And obviously he's 3-timer and then MBW, but.
Right. Oh, yeah. So anything, though, to wrap this up?
No, the only thing, going back to the football and wrestling thing, I mean, I was in the Hall of Fame for both, and I don't think I would have been if I did do both.
Right.
So.
No, I mean.
And it was a neat time in my era because, it was special being at that level in the state finals in football and wrestling.
Oh, yeah. So. That's very few teams.
And I had the opportunity to grow from that,
Very few teams have won a wrestling team title and a football team title, let alone, right close to each other. So Connor had it going on, man. Coach Padilla knew what he was doing way back in the day. Well, man, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you for setting this up and giving me the 1981 video so we can add to the collection and just, keep doing what we're doing. But that's all we got for 1981 here with Todd today. Now, the Cole family, you need to watch your brother's video from 1983. If you have the 1984, video because your brother wins most outstanding that year.
He does.
And-
I've got two other brothers, and all of us are state champs. So.
Tom.
Tom, Troy, and I.
Okay. And all three of you guys won individual championships here at Connor. And
You know.
all right, well, that's all we got. Thank you
right.
for being here. You guys, we'll
Thanks,
see you
Alex.
guys on the mats.